show you your fellow trans person so you can
I
see.
just can't even get used to all this bullshit.
It's tough. Even your problem is you're trans before trans was trans. So you're old school trans. So trying to get used to people that are, but for the record, Rachel Levine is.
But we got the plus sign on the end of the Q now, and that gives them carte blanche to add anything they ever want, as many genders, as many species, whatever they want.
Well, actually, there's an IA. I was going to get into that with you. There's more than a plus. There's an IA on the top. So we'll cover that. But Rachel Levine. So let me show you the beautiful Miss Rachel Levine, the beautiful and respectable Rachel Levine, who was appointed to this incredible position of admiral based on how much of a badass she was in the military. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this. This fucking, yeah, it's crazy.
Gorgeous woman. Pussy
Nice
like
hair.
Pussy like 7,000 puppy ears, floating delicately.
On a Sharpei, baby Sharpei.
She's been Keegling before you were born. She knows exactly what to do with your orifice. And that's how beautiful Rachel got to be where she is, based on her abilities and her looks. Okay? So the Babylon Bee named her Man of the Year, which is completely fucked up. And they got yanked off of Twitter. And at that point, Elon was going on the Babylon Bee, podcast, and they just got yanked off. So we owe a debt of gratitude to this wonderful and gorgeous woman behind me, because if it weren't for her, Elon wouldn't have been pissed off and bored enough to buy Twitter to try to morph it into a free speech platform. So all of this stemmed from the Babylon Bee removing them as a result of them naming her, Rachel Levine, Man of the Year, because she's clearly not a man, even though she probably has a bigger dick than you and I.
So she's a guy that tried to be I mean, I've seen uglier women, but
I don't look at them. I don't know. I don't see them. I avert my eyes, sort of like. But maybe you look at them. Do you see? I look at them. Ugly. Yeah, I don't do that. I try to.
Yeah, I'll look at an ugly woman just the same as I look at a pretty one. It's fascinating.
I scan my eyes. My eyes scan for beautiful topography, sunset, incredible flowers, pretty people, anything that brings it joy. Anything that makes me happy. If I see something that makes it sad, usually it's something that brings me joy. I have to give it, some money, and then move on with. But yeah, looking at that, I wouldn't do that. I would run. Actually, matter of fact, I got to get this out of my background, or I won't be able to do the rest of the podcast. I'll have to tap out.
I can't even figure it out right now. So it's one more time. That's a woman. Is that right?
I don't even know the rules anymore. I think that because they named her, him, man, her, man, I don't know. Here's where it gets even more confusing. All right. So Dwayne Wade's son is a girl. Okay. Dwayne Wade's son is dating a boy who's transitioning to be a girl. So Dwayne Wade's son is a daughter who's dating a. It's all very confusing. Basically, it's two people that are exchanging clothes from another sex that, are of the same sex. So it would make it much more easy for me to understand as a layperson. I'm not trying to disparage, the community in any way, shape, or form. If whatever you had down below was how you really are, that way I could, appropriately define it. So if you cut your penis off and become a woman, you're a woman. But if you have a bigger dick than me, then maybe it's hard for me to actually take it to that level, you know? So Dwayne Wade's daughter, who's his son, is dating a girl who's a boy. So it's a girl dating a boy, but inversely. It gets very confusing. I mean, at some point you're like, wait, you're a straight couple. It just
I'm not even following. This is so confusing.
it's fucking confusing. Like, how are
Hey,
you
can you
supposed to
imagine?
follow?
Hey, but you know what's in my head?
It's
Can
like
you
carrying
imagine?
2 divided by 3 with a multiplied by 8 with a 0.31, you know, times pi, you know, at some point you're like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? You know, how are you supposed to follow this?